If you are new here, hi y'all. What's up? It is your girl Quan and welcome back to the freaking Popquan vlog. If you are new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're returning, hi my Popquan kernels. How are you all today? I hope y'all are doing really good, okay? So today's video is going to be a story time. And the story time is going to describe why I don't do girl trips. And I am so excited. I've been wanting to do a story time, but I feel like a lot of people who know me, they are going to know exactly who I'm talking about. And, you know, you're going to be able to put a little timeline together. But we're not going to be able to do that today because we're going to go ahead and tell you about the story of why I don't do girl trips. So jump on in and let's go. Let's start this off with, first and foremost, I am not trying to disrespect anybody or jeopardize anybody's character here. This is my perspective and I'm going to do everything based upon my perspective. I'm not going to say any names. I'm just going to tell you exactly why I don't do girl trips. Okay, so let's rewind it back. A couple years earlier, I was on this journey to just live my life out. And everyone knows I was like traveling. If you've been following me on Instagram for a couple years, you know that I've been traveling and I love to travel. That's kind of like something that I enjoy doing. But I never had somebody to go with me. So I ended up meeting this girl, you know, like me and her were pretty cool. We're going to name her, let's see, Emily. We're going to name her Emily. And so me and Emily, we've been knowing each other for years. Like, I knew Emily for years, but I just, you know, me and Emily we had mutual friends in common, but me and Emily were very like-minded up here when it comes to those coins and that money and doing what we gotta do, honey. You know what I mean? So me and Emily became very close. We started hanging out that particular year. So I remember I wanted to go to a particular city. And that particular city, I just knew that I just wanted to go there. Everybody knows I love it. And I wanted to go to the city. So stating that, we planned us a trip. So Emily had a friend that she wanted to invite. And I don't like being the third wheel of a trip. I'm just never that type of girl. Because I feel like we have three people on, like, you know, like three friendships. It's always two people are closer than the other person is. And somebody's always feeling left out. But me being me, I'm that girl. I look like I'm beautiful. I know where I stand at in life. And I'm very confident within myself. So I was just like, I have no worries, girl. Bring your friend. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, we need one more person so we can balance this thing out, if you ask me. Because I know how catty women can be. Women are super catty, especially when y'all are not like real legit friends. Y'all are just great acquaintance, because that's the reason why I learned the difference between friends and, actually I made a podcast about this too as well. So if you, I'm going to link the podcast in my bio so you can know about this as well too. So me and Emily, Emily ended up inviting her friend. We're going to say her friend name is Rebecca. So Emily and Rebecca are real friends. Like, they're friends. And me and Emily, we're just, you know, we great acquaintance. Like, we are very like-minded. We like doing certain things. We enjoy certain things we just enjoy. So it's the day of the trip and everything is great. Everybody's paid their money on time. There's no problem. You know, we're all picking each other up from the airport. There's no problem. Like, when I say no problem, everything runs smoothly. I don't have any issues. She doesn't have any issues. We get to the destination. She's been here before. I have not. I was so excited. Of course, I'm taking a bunch of pictures. I'm looking real touristy, but I'm watching my surroundings. Let's say that. I watch my surroundings and I watch who's paying attention to me. Emily and her friend, they're already, you know, doing their little thing. We get into our Uber. We go to our hotel. Now, the hotel wasn't what I expected it to be, because Emily described it as this upper echelon hotel that we were paying for. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we paid like $300 a piece or something like that. $400 a piece. To y'all, that might not be a lot, but me, my poor ass scammer, that's a lot. I feel like that's a lot. But that's, you know, I had the money, whatever, we're not complaining. Like, when I go on vacation, I like to spend that coin. Do not go on vacation with a budget with me, because baby, you could have stayed at home. You should have stayed at home, made that money, because right now, I'm gonna spend money like there's no tomorrow. That's how I look at it. When I go on vacation, I am prepped, hair's done, makeup done, nails done, clothes nice, everything. Don't come over here with all that bad vibe. You ain't got this. You need to go buy this. I hate people going on vacation like that. You need to buy all this stuff. Like, how you didn't know you needed all this stuff? Like, that's crazy to me. That's absurd. I honestly feel like. So, me and Emily, we all get to the hotel. We freshen up. We're like, oh my God, let's go walk around at this particular place. So we went walking around. Like, we walking around. So me and the friend, you know, we're getting acquainted. We was in the little Uber. We was talking. That was our first time meeting each other. I mean, we met each other previous, like, a couple days before. And me and her, you know, like, she was a cool vibe. The friend was a cool vibe. Like, I was like, oh, okay, she was older than me, but I was just like, you know, everything was perfectly fine. And it wasn't fine until then. So Emily, when we were walking around where we were going, you know, like, you're like browsing, doing tourist stuff, Emily gets an attitude out of nowhere. So me and Rebecca are looking at her like, what are you so upset about? Like, why are you upset? Like, I don't understand this. Like, why are you upset? This don't make sense to be upset, and we're on a whole other city. We ain't even been here a full 24 hours for you to be upset. What has pissed in your pants, or what has pissed in your food? Like, baby, what is going on here? Because I don't understand here. I'm not understanding it. So I ignore it, because I'm on vacation. I'm going to enjoy myself. I look great. I'm having a great time. I look beautiful. Look at me. I'm not going to go into detail, because I'm just like, why are you so upset? We're on vacation. If you have an attitude while you're on vacation, you are a bad vibe. Seriously. And I know I've had an attitude on vacation, and I was a bad vibe on vacation, because I was like, whoa, what am I doing here wrong? So I feel like you're allowed to get an attitude at least once or twice on vacation. I feel like just a little bit, but not too much. Like, when you ruin all the plans, like, you don't ruin stuff. Like, you just get the attitude, you go along with the plans, but don't be slick, don't say nothing crazy, and don't try to fight people. Like, I feel like you're allowed to get one attitude or two attitudes the entire vacation. After that, baby, you need to shut up, because attitude on vacation, you're bad vibes. I'm gonna 100% agree with that. So we went, I ignored her. Rebecca was trying to talk to her. Rebecca looked at me like, you gonna say something? No, I'm not saying nothing, because I don't care. That's not my place. You're mad. I don't know what you're mad about. I don't care to know what you're mad about. And so then we got into the hotel room, because we were sharing rooms. I was like, we're sharing rooms. I don't like sharing rooms, especially when it's like people, like, I share rooms with my friends, like my real friends. I don't mind sharing with them, but it's like, you know, we're acquainted, sweetie. I need my own space. I need my own room. So homegirl, basically, we got back to the room, we were getting dressed, and homegirl was basically telling us why she was upset and all this other stuff. And I was just like, oh, okay. And she's like, you didn't want to talk about it, this and the third one, you didn't want to talk about it. I'm like, why would I want to talk about something that you're upset about, that no one knows what you're upset about? It's not my place. I don't care to know, because it's like, no one did anything to you. We've just been walking around doing touristy stuff. No one has disrespected you. No one has left you out. You were the main attention. You know, like, when people are not getting the certain amount of attention that they want, they start getting these temper tantrums. That's what it boils down. It was like, that was what it boiled down to be. She was upset because she wasn't getting the amount of attention that she really, really wanted. And I feel like, grow up. Grow the heck up. That's not your place. You need to grow up. So I was just like, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. So we get into an Uber, and Emily decided that she's gonna meet up with some of her friends there. And it was like a big weekend there, and I was so excited, because, you know, I've never been there. I wanted to hang out with people, you know. I was ready to see some new faces. Music was popping back then. This artist, you know, he just came out, and I was so excited to go there, because I wanted to see him. And if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Just mind your business. So we decided that, you know, like, we're gonna go and we're gonna go out. So she said she's gonna meet up with some of her friends. So then we get to the place, and I was, you know, asking her questions about it. She was like, oh, I was under the impression that you were gonna go hang out with your friends and I was gonna go hang out with my friends. What? Y'all, make this make sense to me. We booked a trip together. I've never been to this place, and you tell me you thought I was gonna go hang out with my friends, and you gonna go hang out with your friends. I don't even have no friends here. So what friends are you talking about, sweetheart? Like, what friends are you talking about? I don't know nobody in this state. What are you talking about? So I was just like, girl, like, whatever. So I was just like, okay. So we get around her friends, you know, I meet them and everything like that. And they decided that her friends like to smoke cigarettes and stuff like that. Me personally, I don't want to smell like cigarettes and you know, like, I don't want to smell like that. I don't want to smell like that. So I'm not finna go in the smoker section. I like to smell like my perfume, like when I first came out. I like to smell like that. I want to be, you know, pretty, girly. So she was just like, we're gonna go to this club and all this other stuff. And the type of club that they wanted to go to, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not want to go to that club. That was not my type of vibe. That was not what I was looking for. I don't know what she was looking for, but me, Quan, I was not looking for that, sweetheart. I was like, yo, we need to all come to a collective agreement of where we're gonna go. And she was like, well, sweetie, you said you wanted to go out with your friends, so you can go out with your friends. And I'm like, in my head, she done said this in front of her friends, because when we were all sitting down, they decided to go sit in the smoker section. So they just left me at the table by myself. And I'm just like, okay, I don't mind, like, whatever. I can sit here. I know how to do, you know, stuff by myself anyways. But I'm not going to sit here and go to the smoker section because y'all want to smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes, and I'm not planning on smoking cigarettes. So they left and went over there. So then I called her. I hit her up. I'm like, yo, you know, she's like, well, we're going to this club. And I'm like, this club looks mad dangerous. And it looks crazy. And from what I seen on Google, I'm like, no way. This is before Instagram was popping. Instagram was popping, but Instagram was not like just like legit popping. Like, you can go see, you can go tag the name, you can go search the name in Instagram, and you can see all the details of it. I was using Google review, and no, Google review was not, what I was seeing was not it. So then I asked her, could I get the keys to the room? Because I'm just like, you know what, she's acting really funny. I'm not really feeling it. And then her friend Rebecca just like, you know, going with the flow, but she's not really saying nothing. So then when I go over there to the little smoker section, I was like, hey, can I get the keys to the room? She was like, oh, you don't have no key? Knowing that the reservations were in her name, and she gave the other key to Rebecca. And I was just under the impression that me and her was going to be together. All of us were going to be together that night. So I was like, why would I need a key? I didn't understand that. And that's why I messed up. Always, it doesn't matter. Get 3 keys if y'all all sit in the same room. Don't try to sit here and think y'all gonna always be together, because that's the dummy mistake that I made. So then she was like, she gave me the key, and she was in front of all her little friends, and she said, when you get back, make sure you get you a key made, because I'm gonna need mine back. So I'm confused. I'm like, where is all this animosity coming from? Because me being me, if you know me personally, you know my mouth is slick. I don't play those type of games. So I was just like, girl, why is you acting like this? Like, I thought we were a great acquaintance. Like, I thought we were cool. Like, I thought me and you had the same mindset. So I'm just like, whatever. I take an Uber back to the hotel by myself. I'm like, wow, this is how this trip gonna go. I'm not really feeling this trip. Oh my God. I call my friend and I'm explaining to her what's going on. And I'm just like, yo, this is mad annoying. Like, I don't like this. I don't like this girl. I don't know why she acting like this, but I'm gonna try to give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she just in her feelings about something. I don't know. I don't care to know, because it's not my place. I don't care. It's not my place. If you want to express what you feel, you will come talk to me. I'm not gonna sit here and play mind reader with you. I'm not playing that. I don't play those type of games. I don't do that. So I get back to the hotel. I take off my makeup, do everything, go to sleep, and like, this is like mad early. It's like 11 o'clock. So then about 2 o'clock, I hear somebody banging at the door. Let me in. Da, da, da. So I get up. I'm like, oh, it must be them. So then they come in, turn on all the lights. I was in there asleep in the bed. They come in there, turning all the lights. the other girl, Rebecca, is on the phone while I'm asleep. And I'm like, if y'all don't mind, can y'all please like just like lower your voices while I'm in here asleep? It's just like, you know, you're just being a little bit inconsiderate because I'm asleep and I know y'all are lit. I apologize, you know, like I'm just not trying to have any conflict. So Rebecca had an attitude that I said that, and then the other girl was just like, ha ha ha. You know how like it's like an insider joke between each other, like two friends. That's how it was starting to act. So the next morning we get up. I am like up. I'm up. So I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing today? And she was like, well, let me just say this first and foremost. First and foremost, what are you saying? She was like, you've been acting funny on this trip and this and the third and da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, we've been here less than, baby, this is the first 24 hours we've been here. This is day one. Day one. We've been here and you're telling me that I'm acting funny? Okay. She said I was acting funny and I was like, oh my God, why do you feel like that? Then that's when she went into detail and all this other stuff, and they were just talking and they were like, oh yeah, we just didn't like how you left last night and didn't want to go out. And then they were in there telling me how they almost got to fighting in the club that they wanted me to go to. I'm not going to jail for nobody. I'm not fighting for nobody. I don't get down like that. That's not me.
I don't know nothing about that lifestyle, whatever y'all got going on, because that's not me.
I'm serious. Like, I don't play those type of games. I don't fight. I will call the police. I am a great citizen. I don't get down like that. This is a story time, y'all. I don't know about y'all. Please do not fight. I am calling the police. I am calling the police. I am a citizen, a good citizen, and I'm not gonna waste my time on stuff like this. No. So I told her, I'm like, you know, I apologize if you felt that type of way, but you know, I explained to her how I felt and we proceeded to move on. So guess what? The girls trip is back on, I thought. No, the trip was not back on. So I got dressed, we got ready, we headed to the train. We're gonna go somewhere. We did some shopping that day. We ate some great food that day. We met some great people that day. So later on that night, we decided we were going to go out. My girl bought her Louis that day too. So I'm like, we out here shopping like we supposed to. Like the baddies that we are out here buying. We in Gucci, Louis. We is spending money. We are spending bread. We going to little events and stuff like that. And I mean events. When I say events, I'm talking about like events. I ain't talking about no little kitty stuff. We out here looking like money. So later that night we went out and we met this rapper, you know, like, honey, I'm gonna just say I didn't even know who he was. And I feel like, you know, the fact, like when they're rappers from different like cities, like I feel like we don't know who they are, because I know I don't really listen to rap like that. I'm more of an R&B type of chick. I'm gonna listen to R&B. I'm just that on that. And so we met this rapper. He, you know, we was in his section and everything like that, and he was really cool, you know. And I'm not gonna go into detail of what exactly happened, but long story short, she got mad at me because I'm the type of girl that I don't know what they have going on. Like, let me say that I don't want to be in nobody's danger or in the crossfire of anything that anybody got going on. I try to step away because I'm not from here. I'm not from that city. I don't know what they have going on in that city, so I don't want to be affiliated with any of that things. Whatever. So I just decided, like, I just stepped out and went back to the section that we had originally. And originally, you know, like the dudes were interested in me, and I guess not them. And you can't get mad at me because I don't want to deal with them, honey. I just don't want to deal with them. That's not me. I'm not that type of girl, you know. But I had me a good time that night. Like, we had a good time. We were drinking. Like, when I say we were drinking, we was having a great time, smoking that hookah. You know, I'm a hookah girl, whatever. So we get back to the hotel. Everybody's had a great night, good day. So this girl that I was previously very close with, she stayed near the area that we were that I visit, like the area. So she decided to hit me up and was like, hey, I'm gonna come out there. And it's not like she was like down the street. Like, she had to come, like, it was like an hour and some change drive to where I was at. So the girl who I was very close with at that time, she came and visit me, and I asked her, hey, we're going to this particular place. Do you want to go here with us, y'all? They were like, no, they didn't want to hang out. So again, she's saying like my friend. That girl wasn't my friend. That girl didn't even stay down the street. She wasn't even in the same city as us, baby. She wasn't even in the same city as us. No, excuse me, she wasn't even in the same state as us. So my girl had to take an hour, like hours and change to come see me. So I was just like, she's like, you gonna go hang out with your friend. So I guess you could say that's me hanging out with my friend. Me and my girl hung out and everything like that. So it was this place that I've been wanting to go there in that particular state. And I was like begging them, asking them like, hey, let's go to this place, let's go to this place. And they kept telling me, no, we don't want to go there, their food's not good. Why the same day I went and hung out with the girl that I was cool with, they decided to go to the place that I was discussing and talking about, because I had all the plans together. They didn't have nothing together. And I was just like, what a coincidence. Wow, you would do that. Real cute. That's really cute. I felt like, I was like, that's cute, whatever. So then I happened to see on my Instagram, because you know, like I was watching their stories, and I happened to see on my Instagram, this girl got my hat on. So I'm like, whoa, Rebecca, why do you have my hat on? Why do you have my hat on? So I'm just like, Rebecca has my hat on, did not ask to wear my hat, and then you're at the restaurant that I've been telling y'all I've been wanting to go to. Wow, what a coincidence. Let's see, y'all are playing like y'all being real fake right now. Because I'm like, and I text her, I'm like, hey, you have my hat on? She was like, yeah, I just needed to borrow it. I was like, it's best to ask someone, because if something was to happen to my hat, and I know this is very minor, but if something was to happen to my hat, would you have told me about it? Would you have tried to replace my hat? No. And y'all like, oh, Quan, it's just materialistic things. But at the end of the day, this is my stuff. These are my things. So stating that these are my things, guess what happens? I have the say-so of how I feel on this. So that's just that on that, okay? Before y'all try to attack me. So after that, I hit them up and I told them, and me and my homegirl, we had a good time and everything like that. We had a great time. So then I got dressed and my homegirl was like, we're gonna go out. I was like, what? She's like, I'm gonna take you out. We finna have a good time. I'm gonna take you out. I was like, bet. So I met the girl who drove an hour away. She waited for me to get dressed and everything like that, and I ended up going with her that night. And saying I ended up going with her that night, I didn't even hang out with them, and I ended up like, you know, just doing my own little thing with her, and it was pretty cool. We had a great night. So after we had that amazing night, I ended up coming back like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they were in the bed. They were in the bed doing whatever they were doing. I don't know what they were doing that day. I don't care. After that, she had my hat on. I was blowed about that. So I get up. I wake up. I said, hi, y'all. You know, good morning. You know, like, what are y'all plans for today? And the other, Rebecca was like, she's going to go see somebody. And then the other girl, Emily, was just like, oh, I'm going to go with her. And I was like, oh, I thought we were all going to hang out today. And they were like, oh, wait, hold on. I was moving too fast. So after that night, I came in at 3 a.m. The next morning, everything was perfectly fine. Nobody had an attitude or anything like that. Ain't nobody had an attitude, excuse me. So then we just, you know, like, we kind of, earlier that day, we just, like, really chilled. We didn't really do too much. We ended up going out that following night. So it was a promoter that saw us in line. He was like, y'all don't need to be in line, come with me. And so he grabbed my hand. So I'm like, what do you mean come with you? I'm like, who are you? So then we skipped the line. This is like some music video type of junk, you know. I was like, ooh, skip the line. You got my chest hot right now. So we skipped the line and we ended up going to the front of the line. We didn't have to pay to get in. One of the girls wanted to check her bag, so they were like, oh yeah, you gotta pay this amount to do this. That man put us in a section, bought us bottles and everything like that. So I was just like, oh, okay, you're so sweet, thank you. And you know, he was like, oh, what's your name, where you from? And then he heard my little country accent.
They say Twin Shotty just dropped. Shotty trying to take them boys out the hood on game, what?
You know, they love a good country accent. So he was like, yeah, you know, I want to get to know you. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He wasn't ugly. But I know about promoters, you know, like, that's what they do. They get the pretty girls in their section, you know, whatever. I get it. He wasn't too hands-on, touchy with me. And he was flirting, but it was very respectful flirting. It wasn't disrespectful flirting. So, of course, you know, we dancing, the music, the vibes is right. So, I mean, me and the promoter, like, we danced. I feel like when you dance with somebody, and I was a single woman, so I'm dancing with him and everything like that, and he's very respectful. We're not like touching on my boobs and my booty and all that. He would just dance. We having a good time. The music is vibing. The girls get mad about it. They get mad. They like, oh, he's doing too much. He trying to act like he's talking about he gonna smash you and stuff like that. Like, y'all a thing, and he trying to act like you his girl. I'm like, when did he say this? When did he say this? Like, I'm confused. I'm like, he bought y'all all the liquor that y'all wanted, and now I'm not understanding what y'all are mad about. Like, I'm so confused. So then this other guy, he sees me, and he sends a bottle to our section. And I was like, okay, yeah. Sends another Henny bottle. So I'm just like, okay. At that time, I was drinking Hennessy. Jesus, pray for me. Because why was I drinking Hennessy? So he sent the bottles. He was like, he waves and everything. I was like, oh, thank you. Send money. Whatever. I was that girl back then. Like, why am I not that girl now? Anyways. So yeah, he sends the other dude sends the bottle. The promoter, that section that I'm in, me and him, we conversating. So then they were like, they were ready to go and everything like that. So I was like, okay, like these are people I came with, so they're ready to go. So we're gonna just go ahead and go. The party wasn't even over yet. The party just begun, honestly, if you ask me. So I ended up I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So then I'm thinking like we're gonna call an Uber, and because we were like where we were at, it was like right down the street. Like, everything was like right down the street. Like, you can walk. It was like a couple blocks. I had on heels. So then they were like, we just gonna walk. I was like, oh, I have on heels. I thought we were gonna take an Uber. They were like, oh, we brought our flats, so we're just gonna walk. I said, what? Why y'all didn't tell me to bring my flats? Oh my god, like, that's crazy. And so then they said, you can just take your shoes off and you can just walk. Excuse me? Yo, I really, that right there made me so mad. I was so irritated with her. I was just like, whatever. Like, my whole face changed. Like, this is exactly how my face looked at her. So I was just like, okay. I was like, you know what? I'll just call a taxi for me and I'll meet y'all there. They'd be like, oh, if you can call a taxi, then we can go with you. Wow. Magically, now y'all want to come. So I called a taxi and, well, excuse me, a cab. I called a taxi, a cab, whatever, and when we got into it, the cab and everything like that, everything was perfectly fine, but I could tell the energy had shifted because I said I didn't want to walk with my shoes off, and I don't know who they think they were dealing with. That's not the type of girl that I am. I felt like Emily and Rebecca, I don't know what type of energy they were projecting, but I was just like, okay, cool, whatever, I don't care no more. So the next morning we got up, we went to sleep and everything like that. We got up and I asked both Emily and Rebecca what we were doing today and hey, how are y'all? And they basically told me that they were supposed to hang out with each other and, I'm free willing to do anything that I want to do by myself. I said, okay, cool. Perfectly fine. Guess what I did? I put on my clothes, I packed my bag, and I left it downstairs because that was the last day we were going to be with each other. I literally knew that was the last day and I was just like, whatever. So I called the girl who stayed like an hour and some change away and told her about the situation. She came immediately and told me, don't worry about it. We're going to have a great time. I'm going to come get you. I said, perfect, great. So me and her ended up talking, having a good time, catching up with each other, seeing how each other were. And long story short, she told me never to hang out with them again. And I did not even see them at the airport. They didn't even call me to check to see if I made it to the airport, to see if I made it home safely. And remember, this is my first time in the city, so I don't know nothing about this city. I didn't know nothing about it. I took the flight back home. I didn't even see that girl ever again. I don't want to see her ever again. I just felt like that right there, it put a tear on me going into girls trips. Because it's like, when you go on a girls trip, it's so much that goes behind it. It's like people either don't have the money, they don't want to do the same exact things that you want to do, or it's just like, they're not fun. Like, they're not fun. That's why, like, if I go on a girls trip, I only go with my immediate close friends. And I definitely went on trips after with girls trips, and I can say I've had some great girls trips, and then I can say I've had some bad girls trips. I feel like every woman goes through this, where you have good girls trips and bad girls trips. Only thing that I can say that you have to do is you just have to know who to travel with. And it's really funny that we all say this collectively, but it's like being honest with yourself. Like, do you know if you're gonna have fun with these people? Do you know if these people are gonna be willing to do this? When I go on girls trips, I always ask now, do you have the money? What do you want to do? Don't ask me what I want to do. We need to have a date. I split up the days. If we're going on the 4-day, you get 1 day, I get 1 day. You get 1 day, I get 1 day. Like that. So we can have a list of what both of us want to do and see if we want to do it. If you don't drink, okay, you don't want to drink. So we're going to find something else to substitute that to figure out if we can have sober fun. I don't mind having sober fun. You do it on your day. My day, we going to probably drink. We're going to have us a little cocktail, a margarita, or a mocktail. Either one of those. It's perfectly fine. But I know now, when going on the girls trips, it's not that I don't want to go on a girls trip. I will always look at it from not going on the girls. Excuse me. It's not that I don't like going on a girls trip. It's just more of, I learned. When you do go on a girls trip, don't go with acquaintance all the time. Sometimes it's best to just go with your friends. And you just have to know who to travel with. I know I did not have fun, but I ended up going back to that city, and I had a great time. A wonderful time. A great time. Ladies, I really pray that my story time was helpful for y'all, and I pray that y'all crack up and laugh at that, because that was my first girl trip, and trust me, it was not my last. But I was very selective moving forward of who I travel with. I always say that. If no one takes your safety serious, do not go. If anybody is compromising your freedom, don't go. You need to be selective of who you travel with, and make sure you know these people before you travel with them. I always say that. Know these people. No. Because some people are willing to do crazy stuff, and you don't want to be in jail where you can't get out. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you all enjoyed my video, and I hope you all like, comment, and subscribe, and come back to hear more story times from your girl Quan. And make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and tell me some tea that y'all want to know. If y'all want a little bit more story times, whatever y'all want, I'm willing to give to y'all, unless it's like crazy stuff, but you know what I mean. So I will see you all on the next Popquan vlog.